There was nothing like a warm summer night at the drive-in. The glow of the big screen, the smell of buttered popcorn, and the crackle of those little car speakers. It felt like magic under the stars. Drive-ins weren't just about the movies. They were about memories, about piling into cars, sneaking in sodas, and watching fireflies as the previews rolled. Today, we're looking at 15 things about drive-in theaters that define summer nights. 1. Car speakers that hung on your window. Before radio transmitters, sound came from a metal speaker you'd hook to your car window. It was tinny, sometimes scratchy, and if you drove off without unhooking it, well, you'd remember it. That little box of sound was part of the drive-in's charm. It made the whole experience feel intimate, like the movie was just for you and your car. 2. The snack bar commercials. Let's all go to the lobby. Those dancing soda cups and popcorn buckets became as famous as the movies themselves. The ads were simple, cheerful, and made you crave a hot dog even if you weren't hungry. They weren't just commercials, they were part of the ritual of the night. 3. Sneaking in friends. Every teen had the same idea: stuff a few friends in the trunk or under a blanket in the back seat. Drive-ins charged by the carload or per person, and sneaking in was almost a rite of passage. Even if you never did it yourself, you knew someone who did. It was harmless fun, and the thrill made the night feel even more adventurous. 4. Double features. 2 movies for the price of one, now that was value. The first show might be family-friendly, but the second was often something spookier or more daring. Kids would fall asleep in the back seat while parents watched the late-night picture. Double features gave the drive-in its legendary all-night feel. 5. The playground under the screen. Many drive-ins had a small playground right below the big screen. Swings, slides, and merry-go-rounds kept kids busy before the show started. Parents could relax knowing their children were close by. The laughter of kids playing as the sun went down became part of the evening soundtrack. 6. Fogged-up windows. Not every memory at the drive-in was about the movie. For young couples, the car was a private world, and foggy windows told the story without words. Parents would warn their teenagers about parking, but the drive-in was always a favorite spot for romance. It was part of the drive-in legend, just as much as the popcorn and soda. 7. Intermission clock. Between features, a cartoon clock would tick down the minutes until the next movie. 10 minutes to showtime, it would cheerfully announce. The countdown gave everyone time to grab snacks, stretch their legs, or run to the restroom. When the clock hit 0, the whole lot quieted down, waiting for the next adventure to begin. 8. Mosquito coils and bug sprays. Summer nights brought the movies and the mosquitoes. Families would light coils, spray cans of repellent, or roll the windows up and hope for a breeze. The smell of citronella mixed with popcorn was its own drive-in perfume. It wasn't perfect, but everyone accepted it as part of the outdoor movie experience. 9. Giant neon signs. You could spot a drive-in from miles away thanks to its glowing marquee. Neon arrows, flashing bulbs, and colorful letters promised, now showing, under the stars. Those signs lit up the highway like beacons, inviting families and couples alike. Even if you weren't going to the movies, they made the night feel alive. 10. The warm-up show. Before the feature, theaters would play local ads, cartoons, or even community announcements. You might see an ad for a nearby diner, or a cartoon short to get the kids excited. It felt like the whole town was gathering in one place. That sense of community was something you just don't find at the multiplex. 11. The smell of the snack bar. Stepping into the concession stand was an experience all its own. Popcorn, burgers, pizza, and candy, all served on paper trays that would stick to your hands in the heat. The smell of butter and grilled onions carried all the way back to your car. Half the fun of the drive-in was eating food you never would at home. 12. Windows down, sound up. On warm nights, you'd roll the windows down and let the sound spill into the air. A dozen different speakers all humming at once created a kind of outdoor surround sound. Crickets chirped in the background, kids laughed between cars, and somewhere, a baby cried. It was messy, imperfect, and unforgettable. 13. Cartoon previews and horror nights. Drive-ins loved late-night horror marathons. Posters would scream all-night spook show, while previews promised more thrills than anyone could handle. Even if you only stayed for the first one, just being there felt exciting. Pair that with the light-hearted cartoons before the movie, and you had a mix of fun and fright that defined summer nights. 14. $1 per car nights. Some theaters ran specials where a whole carload could get in for a single dollar. Families would pack in as many cousins, neighbors, and friends as they could fit. It wasn't just about saving money, it was about making the night feel special. Those bargain nights filled the lot to the brim. 15. Watching the stars while watching the screen. The greatest part of all? You weren't just at the movies, you were outside, under the night sky. Fireflies flickered in the grass, and if you leaned back just right, you could see both the movie and the Milky Way. No indoor theater could ever match that feeling. It was the perfect blend of Hollywood magic and summer wonder. Drive-ins weren't just theaters, they were memories on wheels. They captured the spirit of summer in a way no multiplex ever could. Some are still around today, keeping the tradition alive for new generations. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us, what's your favorite drive-in memory?